So my name is Niki Martinez. I'm here at Youth Empowerment. This is Victoria's Voices. As you guys can see, Arthur is not here. So wah, wah, it's just me. Sorry, this is what I'm bringing today. My pronouns are she, her, we, and I'm feeling extremely hopeful today, even with the midst of all of the challenges that we had this morning. So there's a lot of things that are going on definitely in the community, and I definitely want to be able to give you some insight. So let me just start out by saying, Rach, scroll some. Let me just start out by saying, unfortunately, we tried endlessly this morning to have Mrs. Lynn Noyes Acosta on. She's a survivor. She's a thriver. She was sentenced to 2 consecutive 25 to life sentences. She served 20 years on the inside. I had the privilege and honor of knowing her. I worked side by side with her in a lot of the different self-help groups. She came from Valley State Women's Prison to Central California Women's Facility. And I knew the minute that I saw her that she was just an amazing human being with a plethora of heart and information and knowledge. And the thing with Lynn that I admired the most was she was all about the community. Unfortunately, we did everything in our power to try and get her on here right now due to technical difficulties to the phone, to the apps, and to the things that weren't able to download. We weren't able to get connected the way that we wanted to and the way that we needed to. So it was really, really unfortunate. We are going to have her here in the future. Hopefully we can figure out a way with the streaming components that we're working with right now. We can figure out a way that they would line up and they would link and it would permit her to be able to come on. It got real kind of funny with this because the only thing they wanted was an iPhone. So, for all you people that have them Androids out there, I'm just saying iPhone comes up and it comes up wicked. And you just need that sometimes. Sometimes you just need an extra iPhone laying around so that you can make things happen. So, but yes, we will definitely be able to connect with her soon, and fingers crossed that it will be sooner rather than later. It always ends up blowing my mind how, for people that are formerly incarcerated, people that have been doing time for a long time, I realized that was one of the biggest things that I had struggled with was technology. And I always say, when I first came home, when I went to board, I just knew that I was equipped for society. I knew that I had my mind right. I knew that everything that I wanted to do and who I wanted to be out here in this free world. And I figured that I had it all under wraps. And it amazed me that I was only out in the free world in society, probably for about a good 20 minutes where my dad had sent my phone. So the person that picked me up, I opened up this phone and I honestly thought that, I was going to be linked into all of the world and I didn't know what that was going to look like. But I didn't know about all of the different apps. I didn't know about all of the different passwords, how you have to have a password for everything. You got to have a face, you got to have a thumbprint, you got to have your retina scan. Got to have a DNA test just to get something open out here in society. And that was completely new to me. And I think the thing that becomes really, really challenging as we think about person-centered language and the different things that we're doing here at Youth Empowerment is always trying to never assume what you think people might know. And I think that's the most hurtful thing is when we do that. It amazes me how people in society, they were raised with technology. So, of course, they know it. But they automatically assume that everybody else should be at their level or at their caliber of understanding what technology is. And I remember even now, it's like I still struggle with, we were trying to get Lynn on this morning. And Rachel was like, tell her to go to Google Chrome and do it through Google Chrome. And it was like, I don't even understand what that means. And I'm in Google every day, I still forget when I don't understand what things mean. I still forget that Google is an option for me. So, for all of our folks that consistently struggle with, remembering that there's an app for that, or remembering that we can Google things, or not knowing how to copy and paste a link, or not knowing how to do things. The only thing I can say is just please don't give up on yourself. Please know that you're not alone. There's so many of us out here that struggle with technology and feeling like we just don't get it and that we might not get it. But I just encourage you guys to be persistent. I want to give a huge shout out to Lynn for being super persistent. She kept popping up on the screen, so we kept thinking that she was going to end up making it through. But for whatever reason, her phone would not link with the app or service or whatever it is, it wouldn't link correctly with that. So thank you, Lynn. Love you so much. Can't wait to have you on here for sure. Good morning, Janelle, and good morning, Tanya. It's good to see you guys too. Yeah, so we can't wait to have Lynn back, and hopefully we can get all of that worked out. Scroll up some. No, other way. Before we get started with everything that's happening, I just want to give a really, really thoughtful and I'm trying not to fall apart right now, guys. A really kind of thoughtful and moment. This last weekend, one of our youth passed away. So our hearts have been extremely heavy here at Youth Empowerment. So I ask that, for everybody that's watching, for everybody that has a child, for everybody that has a mother, I ask that you guys just send out positive vibes, positive energy, for you parents that are in the struggle of, fighting for your child's love and loyalty, and fighting with the streets, and fighting with drugs, and fighting with just that lifestyle. My heart goes out to you, definitely. And I hope that you stay strong, and I hope that you stay encouraged. And for the parents that are just struggling with the loss and the things that they've lost with their children, sometimes mourning and grief doesn't necessarily have to be all the way lost. We lose our children to the system. We lose our children to drugs. We lose our children to relationships. Loss is loss, and it can be lost on so many different levels. And so for all of you that are experiencing that, and everybody that's watching, I ask that you just send positive love and energy to the parents that are struggling, and to the children that are suffering, right? So a big shout out to all of our families that stay connected with Youth Empowerment, that are involved in what we do, and any level of support that we can possibly offer you, any type of resources that we can give you, any type of emotional support that we can provide for you. We are definitely here for that. So thank you. With that being said, go back up a little bit more, down a little bit more, right there. Okay. With that being said, here we go. You ready? So we're celebrating Hispanic Heritage Month. It starts tomorrow. This is celebrating Hispanic and Latinx heritage from September 15th to October 15th, celebrating the history and the countless contributions that our culture has made to this nation over the years. I just want to acknowledge that, definitely. So we're gonna do what we can to make sure that we honor that and celebrate that. Slow down just a little bit, and celebrate, but be safe. Please be safe in your celebratory celebrations. Please be safe. That's all I ask. So I'm going to lead into a quote. So one day you will tell your story of how you overcome what you're going through now, and it will become a part of someone else's survival guide. And when I picked this quote, of course, I picked this quote because I really wanted Lynn to have an opportunity to share her story. Her voice is extremely powerful, and the things that she has overcome and the things that she has survived, I know without a shadow of a doubt that it would definitely touch somebody's life. It would definitely be a survival guide for somebody in their experiences and maybe what they're going through. And, the thing with Victoria's Voices is what we try and do is we try to connect on a whole different level, right? It's more than just a podcast. It's more than just a Facebook Live. We want to be able to connect with our people. We want to be able to empower them and build them up. And I think that's the whole point of elevating stories and elevating voices. And with her, I honestly believed that she was going to have the ability to create somebody a survival guide, because she has that. She's just equipped by nature to do something like that. So she's pretty amazing. So I can't wait to have her on in real life. Hot Rich. Yes. Yeah. I get a big head nod from
Yes.
so that's just okay. So I'm gonna get into some high demands and some high asks right now for our folks that watch with on our Facebook Live, on our YouTube, that follow us on Instagram. So for all of our people, we are providing services and classes that we would love for you all to be a part of. So if you're formerly incarcerated, if your system impacted, if you're a parent, if you have ever struggled with substance abuse, there's a couple of different classes that we have that we're getting ready to offer, and we definitely want you guys to be a part of it. So the very first class, I know the minute that I say this, everybody's like, oh my God, like, but let me tell you, this class is like super, super amazing. And it's a really good way to build an ensemble, feel a part of, feel connected, and share different experiences with each other. And so the first class I'm going to talk about is our Reflecting Shakespeare team. So we collaborate with the Old Globe. Right now, I want you guys to know how amazing the Old Globe is and what the Reflecting Shakespeare Arts Engagement team is doing. They are currently going into Centinela State Prison and taking Reflecting Shakespeare to our men that are on the inside. And our men are loving this experience. For our reentry population has come back. We've already done 2 rounds out here, and we keep getting the same people. And we asked them this past week, like, what is it that keeps you guys coming back? And it's the connection that we're able to make with each other. It's the realness and the raw conversations. You know, I don't know, for you guys that have been inside and you guys actually took a part of sitting down in a group and doing a processing group, some people run from process, right? Some people don't want to look at their truth. Some people don't want to look at the reality. Some people don't want to look at the pain or even acknowledging, because it's safer that way. And that's totally understandable. Nobody's going to ask you to do more than what you're willing to do. And the thing with this place is with the Reflecting Shakespeare, it's definitely a safe space to share, but it's also a place to have fun. And we have agreements that talk about that. We talk about, you know, what's it going to take for us to have fun, but also what's it going to take for us to feel safe. And it's so important for us to be able to create that space. And we've been able to do that. So I invite you all that Rachel's going to put the link in the chat where you guys have the opportunity to register. So we're offering it right now. It's on Saturdays from 10 o'clock to 12 o'clock, and it's just starting. So we started out this week. What we're getting ready to do is we're getting ready to look at the play Macbeth. And if you guys, and this is the other thing. So you don't have to be a Shakespeare buff. You don't have to be in love with Shakespeare. You don't even have to know anything about Shakespeare. The only thing that we ask is that you show up and you participate, right? And I think that if you give it a chance and you step outside your comfort zone and you allow yourself to have a different experience on a different level with people that you already know that you can connect with on a way in which we're not familiar with, it's very, very fulfilling and rewarding. And I hope that I'm explaining it. I hope I'm doing it justice as far as what it feels like. I keep going back because I'm in love with it. I love spending time with our folks. I love being able to do new things and experience different levels. But I also love to be able to have conversations that are meaningful. And I feel like, you know, in society, since I've been home, this has been the one spot where I've actually been able to sit down and just really reflect. So yes, it is Reflecting Shakespeare, and it allows us an opportunity to see how relevant Shakespeare is in today's. Because he's talking about love, he's talking about loyalty, he's talking about betrayal, they're talking about murder, they're talking about everything you could possibly think of, right? And how we're able to connect with it. And you'd be amazed at how much we can connect with it. So I want to get that out there. So again, Rachel put it in the link in the chat. If you want to register, please register. And we will get notified. And then upon that, you will get a Zoom link so that you can attend on Saturdays. And again, like I said, it's between 10 and 12 o'clock. Yes, it is 2 hours. We do breaks in between. It starts out with we'll have a game. We do a check-in. We have a game. And then we kind of start breaking down the play, right? And it all leads into a final presentation. And with the final presentation, your family can come. It'll be all via Zoom. So people in the other states can come and they can watch you perform. It's really pretty amazing. So I encourage you guys to take advantage of that if you're interested. The other thing is we're going to be starting Parents on a Mission at the end of the month. So again, for all of you parents that are out there, and this doesn't necessarily have to be anybody that's formerly incarcerated. This doesn't have to be anybody that's system impacted. This is for all parents out there. At the end of the month, we're going to be starting Parents on a Mission. And like I said earlier, parents are fighting. Like parents are literally fighting for the loyalty and the love of their children with the streets, with drugs, with gangs, with relationships, with whatever it might be. And if you're a parent that's looking for a support network, that's looking for guidance, that's looking for some healthy parental skills, then I ask that you reach out to us. Like I said, again, it's going to be starting at the end of this month. And I believe we're going to be doing it on.
We hadn't decided on the day. Was either going to be like a Wednesday.
It's probably going to be in a Wednesday evening.
Not Wednesday.
Or not. Or maybe not. To be determined. That's the 2 TBD right there. So you'll get it though. But it is going to start at the end of this month for sure. Parents on a Mission is going to start at the end of this month. So if you guys are interested, please make sure that you guys reach out. Angelique, thank you so much, sis. I know you registered. I cannot wait to spend this Saturday with you for 2 whole hours. We are going to live it up doing Reflecting Shakespeare. And thank you for registering. I appreciate it. The next group that I want to talk about is Seeking Safety. So that will also be starting at the end of the month. And that's also an amazing opportunity to do it with Reginald Washington. He's from Project Aware. He's the facilitator for that class. If you want to talk about substance abuse, if you want to talk about trauma. And I think that that's the other thing. You know, a lot of us are formerly incarcerated. We're system impacted. And a lot of times we have become so desensitized from the trauma that we've experienced. And we don't even really want to acknowledge it, right? And with Reggie creates a safe space for us to be able to have those conversations. And he makes it so relatable and so safe. So if you're interested in doing the Seeking Safety, that's going to also start at the end of the month. And that's going to be an 8-week class. If you're part of the Board and State of Community Corrections, if you're one of my guys and you know who you are, if you're one of my guys, if I have you registered, if I have you in our classes, if I enrolled you into our program, then you already know who you are. So you are the guys that I'm actually talking to because you are the guys that I definitely want to be a part of this. With each class, just so you guys know, upon completion, there is definitely a stipend given. So you will be given a stipend for completing the program and your participation in the program. So as we're moving forward, you guys know that we're functioning from the trauma-informed care place. We'll be having some trainings that are going to be coming up for our young youth leaders that have been a part of our community, that have been with youth empowerment from the beginning. We're asking that you guys reach out to us because we're going to have different opportunities for you all as well. And we want to definitely keep you guys linked in with everything that's getting ready to move forward. Our campaign is definitely moving and grooving. Shout out to Amanda Brown for helping that magic happen. Trisha Booch for making that magic happen. We got a new executive assistant, Alexis Crispo, and let me tell you, she is fire. So we're super grateful to have her on board. And so we're moving and we're grooving and we're doing things so that we can be more active inside of the community. And we're really grateful for all y'all's support. And so thank you guys so much. With that being said, I think I'm not going to keep you guys long because nobody wants to hear this space talking for that long. But here we go. So I'm gonna close out with a quote. And I think for me this past week, I forgot to start out with how I'm feeling. And I'm feeling like a little discombobulated with everything. You know how I'm still trying to find a place to live. I'm still trying to buy a house. I've been rejected already like 5 times. I got my 6th bid in right now. So fingers crossed. We'll see what happens. I have no attachments, no outcome for anything anymore. So it's no big deal. But I think about, the different places and stages and where I'm at with my life. And for all of us that have been in the system, and for all of us that have the support networks that we meet, for the people that understand the trauma that we've experienced, that don't give up on us, that don't dismiss us, that are there continuously supporting us. And maybe they don't understand exactly what it is that we're going through, but they have the empathy and compassion to at least hear what we're going through. So I encourage you guys to just understand that trauma is definitely real. And I'm looking forward to bringing the trauma informed care code of conduct to the stage and to the plate, because I feel like it will expand everybody's mental capacity and maybe even their heart and their love in how it is that they work, how it is that they work with us, how it is that they love us, how it is that they appreciate us, because damage can get done when we're not received in that way. So with that, I'm going to close out with a quote. A note to anyone who needs to hear it. We don't get over or move on from our trauma. We are forced to make space for it. We carry it and we learn to live with it. And sometimes we thrive in it in spite of it all. So with that being said, I just want to close out for everybody that's healing right now. I encourage you to tap into that healing process. For those of you that are engaging with people that are healing, I encourage you to be compassionate and loving in their space, and be the one that pumps them up, right? Be the one that motivates them. Be the one that encourages them. Be the one that lifts them up no matter what. So with that, I ask that you follow us on our Facebook, our Instagram, our YouTube. Check out our website if you want any more information about who we are and what we do. And again, I miss Arthur. Usually we would be able to have a really great conversation right now. I'm tired of hearing myself speak, so I know that you guys have to be tired of hearing myself speak. But with that being said, I ask that you guys be good to each other. And thank you. Have a good day.